Oh, there we go.
There we go. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on this very special occasion. I have had way too much coffee this morning and am on about 9 hours of sleep this entire week. My name is Zaira. I am the chair of this campaign, Tucson Families Free and Together, or better known as the Sanctuary City campaign. Today we are going to have 5 speakers. After myself, Dora Rodriguez will be coming up. She is a migrant rights activist and survivor from the tragedy in 1980 where 13 Salvadorians died in the Arizona desert, which really started the actual sanctuary movement here in Tucson. We will have Ryan Kelly, who's an organizer for the Pima Area Labor Federation. We'll have Edward Cott, who is organizer for People's Defense Initiative, and Imelda Esquer, organizer with the YWCA Promotoras Program Manager at the Latina Leadership Institute and Women's Center of Economic Opportunity. So we are here this morning because this amazing group of people, just a group of people that I've known, some for not very long, some for a very long time, decided to embark on a quest. And this quest was for a campaign of creation, a campaign of love and human rights. During a time when we are losing so much, we thought to ourselves, what can we do? And how can we do it? And through a lot of conversations with ourselves and with our community, we landed on this important issue. There's not a lot that we can do here in the city to stop what's going on with the federal administration. There's not a lot that we can do here in the city to save the children from the concentration camps. There's not a whole lot that we can do from the city to stop family separation at the border. There's not a lot that we can do in the city to stop the deaths that are happening here in our border, here in our backyard, and really across our southern border. There's not a lot that we can do to stop people from being turned into practically a gold mine for private prisons and corporations. There's not a lot that we can do from the city. But there is one thing that we can most definitely do from the city. We can say loudly that we are not going to take part in the federal effort to destroy, incarcerate, separate, and detain our families. We will not be a part of it. We can say from the city that we will not allow Border Patrol, ICE, and DHS to use our facilities. We can say that Border Patrol and ICE cannot pull people over when they are in the city limits. We can say that police is not to question victims of domestic violence and sexual assault when a crime is reported. We can say that you are not to question passengers on their immigration status. We can say that when a person is undocumented and they report a crime to the police, that they should and they must be considered for a U visa, and not 6 months down the line, not 3 years down the line, but within 90 days. We can say that not only schools should be off limits, but so should hospitals and clinics, so should houses of worship, and so should courthouses. We can plan for the future and know that Border Patrol checkpoints are popping up everywhere around this city. We are surrounded. And in the future, Tucson Police Department shall not patrol those checkpoints. We can say that you may not only not racially profile people, but you may not use racial proxies, which are allowed under our immigrant-friendly general orders. Sure, no racial profiling, but how are you dressed? Can you speak English correctly? What's your name? And my favorite of all time, how many people do you have in the car with you? Carload. If that's not code word for too many Mexicans in a truck, I don't know what is. And we also say that if you are going to question someone, if you get past our safeguards there and you question someone on immigration status, you must read them their rights. You must tell them that they have the right to remain silent. And if by chance they still say, incriminate themselves or say that they are undocumented, you must then have them sign a waiver that says they knew their rights. And if you are ticketing someone that doesn't have a driver's license, you can no longer do prolonged stops. If my ticketing is over, you are to tell me that I can leave the scene and not keep me there until Border Patrol or ICE shows up to pick me up. All of these that I've mentioned, 15 plus new protections that are not found in the immigrant-friendly general orders are what this is all about. So, why is this so important? Because never in the history of this country have everyday citizens and migrants and people, just working class people who have nothing to lose and everything to gain, said, you know what? Our government is not listening. We have the right for direct democracy. This is the very first citizen-led Sanctuary City Initiative in the country. This is historic. And people ask why? Why now? There is no better time. 5 years ago, we maybe could have never passed this. We have a federal administration that has pulled the veil off of what immigration policy really is in the United States. And we have been saying this for decades. He is showing us, they are showing us the ugliness of these policies. The ugliness of these policies, and people understand. We have to pass this now because it is the moral and right thing to do. We must always do the right thing, especially when it is the hardest to do. And we are not going to bend to threats from the racists at the state legislature, and most definitely not to the Trump administration. Because this campaign is not about them, and it's not about our local officials. What this campaign is about is our community. The message that we're sending is this one and this one only. To our undocumented community and our migrant community, we love you, we appreciate you, you are safe, we want you here, and we're ready to fight for you and protect you. And that is the message that we're willing to die on a hill for. That is the one message that really matters here. So, over the past 7 months on a completely skeletal budget, we have had 146 people circulate petitions for us. Can folks raise their hands if they circulated petitions for us? Yes, yes. 146. You know how many sheets we got turned in? 1,310 sheets. 800.
We're excited.
We have on record 740 shifts, volunteer shifts. 85.36 of those were volunteer. And an amazing 1,580 hours clocked in. And today we are turning in 18,155 signatures. We collected almost 3,500 in 7 days, which just says that we've been dying out there, and also that Tucson is ready. All they needed was to hear Sanctuary, and they could not wait to sign this initiative.